see right there, a crashed plane and all of the police response there. 2 killed, dozens more injured. This is an Air Canada Express plane. It crashed right into a fire rescue truck. Happened late last night. In fact, video to our monitors showed the plane took enormous damage. That is the jet's nose, just tore to shreds. At this point, LaGuardia remains closed until at least 2 p.m. Eastern, only adding to the travel headaches. The stories coming, though, from this are a tragedy, and harrowing at that. Here's what a witness saw and heard.
The pilot came on and said there's been an accident with an Air Canada and a fire truck. I looked to my right at my window. I saw some emergency vehicles approaching. I didn't see a plane yet, and I looked to my north a little further, and I could see a plane propped up. It looked like it was almost like lifting off, but it was stationary. We got a really good view of the plane missing the whole front nose.
So as LaGuardia continues to be shut down for some time, let's go live there. CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson, the wreckage there behind you, Tom. A lot of focus on those last seconds right before that crash. What are you hearing and learning?
Oh, well, those seconds are going to be key in this investigation to figure out exactly what went wrong. Here's what we know so far, Reed. There was a United Airlines flight that reported an odor, and so there was an emergency vehicle that was going to check that out that was being guided by air traffic control, and that's when this crash happened. But I just want to give you a sense of how dramatic this imagery is behind us. You can see that there are still some emergency vehicles. As you may recall last hour, Reed, there were a lot more than there are now, so presumably they are gathering evidence. They are clearing out the area, and hopefully they are going to get things back up and running by this afternoon, but significant delays in the process. But you can just see how that plane is off its center of gravity, and then there's the truck right there that appears to be flipped over. This was not a small crash by any stretch of the imagination. Just a little more information on the plane. Officials say it was an Air Canada Express flight from Montreal. It had landed. This is on runway 4. This is a CRJ 900 Bombardier that carried 72 passengers, 4 crew members. As you mentioned, those 2 pilots did die in this accident. Obviously, the impact, very significant damage to the nose. You can also see part of the wing is fallen off of the plane. And so this was not a small crash, certainly a scary moment for all of those involved, Reed.
Yeah, and Tom, I'm looking at your live video there of that airplane, and you can, as you say, see that the nose is tore off. But I mean, the damage goes all the way back to that first window where we can presume a passenger would have been seated. Do we know anything about the victims and their injuries rushed to hospitals?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, CBS News New York is reporting 42 people were rushed to Elmhurst Hospital, which is a nearby hospital. We are happy to report that more than 30 of them have been released from their injuries, but 9 remain in the hospital. This was not a small crash, Reed. I also wanted to mention one of the central parts of this investigation is definitely going to fall on air traffic control. Who was manning the towers? How many people were manning the towers? Were they overwhelmed, or were they sufficiently staffed? And we do have a soundbite that I want to play you of the very moment when this crash happened.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop. Stop, truck 1, stop.
So you can just get a sense of how frantic that air traffic controller was once he realized what was unfolding. No doubt the people on the plane watched in horror as this all happened as well. And as I mentioned, that center of gravity, you can see the tail of the plane is on the ground off of the wheels. So you can imagine that people jolted up, which probably led to some of the injuries. No doubt people here shaken, and obviously it's going to take some time for things to get back up and running and back to normal here, Reed.
Well, and obviously that was a high rate of speed that both hit. We wish our very best to the people who were injured, and our condolences to the families of those pilots. Tom Hanson, once again live for us at LaGuardia. Thank you.